Hey guys, thanks for being here. Welcome to the Think Tank. So, you guys, we're still catching up. Hello, Dandy. Hello, DB. Hello, Melissa. Good to see everybody. So, we're looking at Bryan Kohberger's that case again. Things are coming out. Things are being redacted. People are saying we want this. Other people are saying you can't have it. So, yeah, it's unreal. And now we don't really have a date as far as his trial because he did decide that he didn't want to go along with the faster hearing, which was originally set to be October 2nd. You know, there was no way. I mean, I don't know why they were trying to push that because truthfully, there was really no way for them to get through all of that paperwork and do what they have to do in order to be effective as his counsel. I just didn't know how. And I'm like you guys, like, I think the guy's guilty as sin. I mean, that's my personal opinion. But, you know, if people want to throw wrenches into a case, they can do that easier than we want, can't they? They can do it very easily. So I do have a few things set up for us. And I want to thank Dandy. Whoa, that paperwork that you found, you're amazing. Well, I'm going to probably go over one or two of the PCAs this afternoon on these cases. Its main reason is because it's so easy to forget about the stuff that happened in the beginning. And in order to kind of understand, we really, really need to, let me just stop this. We really, really need to be up on what's actually happening, not the gossip, not the this, not the that. We have to be caught right up in order to make any kind of, well, hello there, Andrea. Welcome from Germany. So, yeah, there is a lot to look at in this case. And, you know, there's still things coming out about Richard Allen and that case. So I'm unsure what exactly I'm going to go through. There's a few of them that I'm very interested in. And I think I can only do basically one at a time in order to keep it fresh in our minds and keep it effective. So let me see here. I'll get back to you guys. Alrighty. So we're going to take a look. So, judge in the Idaho deleting suspect Bryan Kohberger's case asks the press to back off and questions whether he can trust the media to do the right thing. Well, you know, come on. I think we can. We've been doing this for years. And as long as the jury's doing their job, the media's doing their job, and the lawyers and judge are doing their jobs, there's really no reason why this cannot be done effectively. Like I said, we've been doing it for years. So to put a halt on it now, I don't know. The parents want transparency, and fair enough. Fair enough. Kaylee's parents just did I think it was 48 hours that they were on. I've seen bits and pieces, but it's eye-opening. Okay, so let's take a look down here. The judge in Bryan Kohberger's deleting trial has asked the media to back off after he criticized their coverage on the case while refusing to give a definitive ruling on whether the trial can be televised. Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of deleting in connection with the passing away at a rental house, 4 passing aways at a house that they rented in Moscow, Idaho last November 13th. Judge John Judge presided over a hearing Wednesday where a coalition of media members alongside the prosecution lobbied to have the trial photographed, televised, and even live streamed. The judge said the media has pushed the envelope with its coverage of the case and questioned whether the media has the right to intervene in the trial. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think, this is supposed to be a public forum. Anybody's supposed to be able to walk in and watch this go down. So why can we not televise it? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And if they get talking about the size of these different courtrooms, realistically, the camera is not taking up that much space. There's more than enough room to have the trials there to keep to keep the cameras there. So we do have the transparency that the parents want, and that people are by law allowed to see. Oh my word, the defense has come up with some of the most ridiculous things, but that's just me. The judge in the Bryan Kohberger trial is asking the media to back off. I said keep better control of your courtroom. Judge John Judge presided over a hearing Wednesday. Defense attorney for Kohberger lobbied for either the cameras to be removed from the courtroom or, at very least, put in a different location, with worries that the proceedings will turn into a circus. Judge agreed, citing the O.J. Simpson trial of the century that was televised for hours each day for weeks. I think it was months. And it was not a circus. Yeah, outside, people were a little bit out of control, but it didn't affect the proceedings. He got off. Who knows why he got off? But it wasn't due to the media or the public's interest in the case. So if anyone watched that case, it was a circus. Yep, absolutely. But out on the street. He ended by saying the arguments were still under consideration before dismissing the hearing. At Kohberger's arraignment in May, the judge entered not guilty pleas on behalf of the defendant on the defendant's behalf to 4 counts of the first degree and burglary charge for the deleting of Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Gonsalves. Following his arrest, Kohberger said he was looking forward to being exonerated. Prosecutors, on the other hand, alleged that investigators found his DNA on a weapon found beside Maddi Mogan. During a late June hearing, the judge said that cameras in Moscow, Idaho, where the trial will be held, needs to show a wide shot of the courtroom and not just focus exclusively on Kohberger. Okay. But, look what he allegedly did. I'm not worried about his rights. I'm worried about his rights. But as far as this goes, I'm not worried about that because it's not going to affect him. It's just them. As far as I'm concerned, they're just showing crap to the wind and see if anything sticks. So Kohberger's defense attorney, Jay Logson, cited the judge's warning during his filing to remove cameras, arguing subsequent coverage of the allegations against Kohberger is biasing potential area jurors against him. If they can find jurors for O.J. Simpson, they can find him for this little worm. The court will make the final decision about the role cameras will play in the deleting trial. A hearing about the issue is scheduled for Wednesday. Really? Okay. Judge have made different calls across high-profile cases in the past. Alex Murdaugh, O.J. Simpson sat through trials that were televised live to American public. Lori Vallow, on the other hand, had her trial primarily taken off the air by the judge. Really? You guys can check that out. It's a full video from Law and Crime. I'm not allowed to check it out on here with you guys. They're saying that somebody zoomed in on his zipper. I mean, really? I don't think a camera, maybe somebody else after the footage was out. But again, I mean, I've lost people to this type of actions being deleted very violently, and everybody was allowed in the courtrooms. Everybody was allowed in. It's a public forum. So if convicted, he may face the DP. Detectives relied on genetic genealogy to build their case against Kohberger, using genetic genealogy to build a DNA profile from the DNA left on the sheath at the scene. The FBI tracked down Kohberger by tracing his distant relatives through genetic genealogy databases, then secretly collected a sample of his father's DNA to confirm his identity. They're allowed to take stuff out of the garbage. They're allowed. They do it all the time, and they have forever. I mean, look at Rex HEUERMANN. Look at Pizzagate. So during the previous hearing, prosecutors have insisted Kohberger provides witnesses that can support an alibi. However, his defense said that at this time, there is not a specific witness to say where Kohberger was. Go figure. I mean, I know I sound like I am leaning towards one way. And to be honest with you, it's because I am. But for you guys, I mean, we can all make up our own minds. Nobody's wrong. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. My personal one is lock them up. Book them, Dano. Prosecutors have demanded more specific over his alleged alibi and say that driving in the area does not exonerate him, but instead does place him at the scene. Well said, because that's exactly what I think it does. Kohberger's lawyers have claimed he had a habit on going for long drives at night. And that's what he was doing on the night of these deletings. He was just driving around their house and then decided to park during the time when they were getting alive, not suspicious at all. And then after the attacks, for some reason, that vehicle drives away. And I was reading the probable cause. It is in that probable cause that the cops are saying they heard the neighbor's Ring door cam. They heard the noise from that house, and they heard the dog barking. That is in the probable cause. So, come on. Last month, Kohberger waived his right to a speedy trial, and now, like we were just talking about, the trial date from October 2nd is now, we're not sure. Despite warnings to come to a resolution as soon as possible, the prosecution did not object, agreeing the delay was the best option. A hearing is currently set for September 22nd. And I write this down, September 22nd. Bryan Kohberger. In which there will be further discussion of a trial date. Okay, then. We need a trial date. The family needs a trial date. They need to start learning what's actually happened here, because, I mean, if you watched anything on the Gonsalves 48 hours, they're needing answers. So in June, the prosecution did say they would pursue the DP. The family of Gonsalves shared an emotional message on Facebook page hours after hearing, expressing fear that Kohberger's trial would be delayed. Please pray for our family today, they wrote. We want to get this trial over. Just thinking it could be years. Absolutely. It's devastating. We were afraid he was going to waive his right to a speedy trial, the Post read. If he does, trial will not be starting October 2nd, and it's very likely that it won't take place for years. While the hearing was closed to the media and public, families of the victims allowed to attend via Zoom. Yeah. Unreal. Just wow. Hey, Chopper, good to see you, friend. Maxi. Well, hello, everybody. It's really good to see y'all. The only way that they would find a jury that has not heard of this case would be to find a third world country. And even so, they might still have heard of him. But you know what? There are some people, right? What do we got going here? Well, I think that's still up in the air as well as far as Richard Allen goes. I don't think they have, as far as I know, they haven't made a decision on that. So if the judge and defense think they can tamper down interest now, they are sorely mistaken. This is the thing. You know, it's an international, there's international interest in this case. They want justice for these families. Yeah, exactly, Fran. Justice for the Idaho 4 students. We love having you. Yeah, justice for cameras. Absolutely. Hey, Flower Pot. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, this case. Oh, my word. So we're going to take a look here. Newsweek. What have they got to say? Okay, I usually mute their sound on this one. It was set. It was set. So why am I thinking this is a new article? A couple days ago? Attorneys representing Kohberger, the lone suspect in the case, have requested that the cameras be banned from covering the criminal proceedings on the grounds that the news coverage may interfere with the defendant's right to a fair trial. Blah, blah, blah. Family members of two of the 4 students in the deleting of the 4 students near the University of Idaho argue that it's vitally important for cameras to be allowed in the courtroom to ensure a transparent trial. I just have to agree with this. You know, like it's public information. By the point where you are at trial, those jurors are not supposed to be watching the news or talking about this stuff. So if that happened, they need to, I guess they get lots of alternates. Latah County Prosecuting Attorney Bill Thompson has asked for the cameras to be restricted during the trial, writing to the 2nd District Judge John, who is presiding over the case, that recording equipment should at least be barred during the testimony of a number of young, vulnerable witnesses. Well, most of the people that had seen him are adults now. So there's that. And there's also plenty of times with cameras, you don't show the juror. You don't show the jury themselves. So you can avoid looking or showing these people. Like, it happens often. This case is surrounded by secrecy, read the family member's statement, which was posted by Enton to Twitter. Everything is either sealed or redacted. The family has not received any discovery on this case or any information about the case from the state. No one knows anything about the case, which leads to speculation. The statement continued. That speculation is fueled by the secrecy surrounding everything that is filed and every hearing that is closed off to the media and the public. Although independent investigation has the family been able to get some information, they have been able to get some information. So it's vitally important that the trial be viewed publicly. A hearing on arguments over camera access is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon. Attorneys representing the coalition of more than 30 news organizations, including Associated Press, have also argued in favor of having news coverage. So we know that there was a gag order already put in place, and that bars the attorneys and other individuals related to the case from speaking to news reporters. But if I remember correctly, this did not include the families. Kohberger's trial has been postponed after the defendant waived his right to an arraignment hearing. The start date had originally been set for October 2nd. Newsweek reached out via email Wednesday evening to Kootenai County, where Kohberger's lead attorney, Ann Taylor, works for the public defenders. And I'm sure no response. They didn't say. You know, it's like, oh my goodness gracious. Very strange and creepy. I can't think of a song or a name. Can't think of it. But go Google, look it up, and it's there. I'm like, WTF. Very strange and creepy. Creepy. You're correct, Melissa. Have you ever noticed searching something on Amazon? There's every single ad you see after that. It's for the product you've searched. Exactly. Right? Cray cray, friends. Cray cray. So this is part of what we heard the other day, and it's sad. We know that Kaylee's parents have been speaking out quite a bit. So this is not stopped. They're mortified by the possibility of not having cameras in there. The families were not asked, allegedly, about how they felt. I guess that might be normal, but I don't know. Do you think the family should have a bit of a voice? Ethan, Xana, Maddi, and Kaylee. Christy and Steve Gonsalves, the parents of slain University of Idaho student Kaylee Gonsalves, are speaking out about what they believed happened the night their daughter was tragically deleted. There's evidence to show that she was awakened and tried to get out of that situation, Steve said in a CBS News report. So this is part of 48 hours, the night of the Idaho deletings. So Kaylee, 21, was attacked alongside Maddi Mogen, 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, and Xana's boyfriend, Ethan Chapman, 20. Authorities previously said that Mogen and Kaylee were found deleted in the same bedroom on the 3rd floor of the home. According to Steve, which was her dad, who cites the coroner, he most likely targeted Maddi first and then attacked Kaylee. Kaylee's mother, Christy, adds that she believed her daughter tried to escape, but it was difficult due to the way the bed was arranged in the room. The bed was up against the wall, the headboard was touching the wall, and the left side bed was touching the wall. So it's kind of like in an L shape, right? So they got the headboard and then the wall. So she was, it sounds like, kind of stuck in that corner. Brutal. And we believe that Maddi was on the outside, Kaylee was on the inside. She explains to CBS News correspondent Peter Van Sant. Christy theorized that the leader may have been surprised to see the girls together in the same bed. Kernodle's father believes his daughter also fought back. Yeah, we did hear that right from the beginning, didn't we, about Xana? And there's so little that has been let out. You know, where was Ethan? Was he behind that door, as Hunter says, and he tried to open it? Or was he somewhere else? Because it sounds like they noticed Xana first. Oh, my word. So, Kernodle's sister, who is speaking out for the first time, told 48 Hours that she doesn't know why they happened and wished that there was some answers. All 4 of them were great people and made such an impact on the lives around them. So that comes from Jasmine Kernodle. And I do believe she's a year or 2 older than Xana. They could be twins. They look so much alike. On December 30th, 2022, nearly 2 months after the deletings, authorities arrested 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger in Pennsylvania and identified him as the prime suspect. Kohberger faces 4 counts of first degree and 1 count of burglary. According to a probable cause affidavit previously reviewed by People, DNA and cell phone pings linked Kohberger to the crimes. A motive for the deletings have not been released. So, I don't know. I know people use and throw around the word incel lots. But my understanding, I could be wrong, but my understanding is he is exactly like an incel. Didn't have much luck with the women. Kind of shady. Even watch his eyes when he doesn't make contact, even with his lawyers. It's brief and it's kind of shady looking, in my opinion. Oh my goodness. So we do know that his DNA was found through, they did the genealogy and they ended up getting his father's DNA from the garbage, which is totally legal, and then found that it was going to be a male child of his, which he only had 1. And then the match was incredible, like just incredible. So Washington State Uni is in Pullman, Washington. That's about 8 miles away from the Moscow home. After being indicted by the grand jury in May, Kohberger stood silent, so the judge entered a plea of not guilty for him. Kohberger's family told people months before that they had fully cooperated with LE agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote its presumption of innocence, rather than to judge unknown facts and make erroneous assumptions. Fully cooperated. This is the thing, like, Everybody, even Kohberger's family, they need to know, is this what their kid did? Kohberger has since waived his right to the speedy trial, and we are waiting for a new trial date. Kohberger's defense attorney Ann Taylor has previously said the defense needs more time to present their case. Kaylee's parents, according to CBS News, believe Kohberger is guilty and are eager to face him when the trial begins. He's going to feel all of us just staring at the back of his head, Christie said, and he knows what he did to our daughter. Yep. True statement. He does too. He does too. I just really don't understand. I guess it's the psychotic mind or I don't know what it is, that these people come in and do something horrific, and almost everything out there points. And we're still restricted. Oh, they're still restricted. This is a hard case, friends. You know, oh, feed the parrots. Feed the parrots. Yeah, everybody, including his parents, need to know the truth of what happens. Yeah, they were both in the same room, both in the same bed. If you look Bryan or whoever was Googled their birthday, because it's the same day. Yeah, I don't think he's made himself popular, has he? But I don't think that they have decided 100% if this is going to happen. I think that I think he's still thinking on it, and we'll hear. I think it's tomorrow that they're going to talk about it some more. No, that's her theory. That's her theory. It hasn't come from law enforcement yet. Oh, it has to be. I just can't even imagine a family member having to deal with something. I mean, even hearing that people that this kind of stuff has happened to, it's like, what? Yeah, they're waiting along with the legal mumbo-jumbo defense posturing, and has to be excruciating agony for the families. I couldn't even imagine, DB. Like, what? Yeah, I wish we could find Summer Wells. Yeah. Praying for Summer Wells. Yeah. Hours and hours watching it, same. Is it possible Bryan does not want cameras inside? Could be due to wanting to intimidate the witnesses? You know what? You can't rule it out, can you? Like, I don't know what's going through that guy's head. I don't know why his lawyers are doing some of the crap they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, just sad. So we have learned this as far as I don't think that I've seen this come out as fact as of yet, but I'm going to have to pour through that again and see if I need to refresh myself with the PCA. So, among the never-ending questions surrounding the November 2022 deleting of Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Zaina Kernodle, and Ethan Chapman, what did they know? Did they know? Okay. In an affidavit outlining the case, investigators say DNA, cell phone records, and surveillance evidence link the accused, leading Bryan Kohberger to the crimes. Cell phone records, the cameras, yes, and DNA. Okay. But the defense attorneys say in a court filing that there is no connection between Mr. Kohberger and the victims. Well, except all of that. And that's a lot. Criminologist and CBS News consultant Brianna Fox added that the defense is claiming that the defendant, Bryan Kohberger, and the victims have absolutely no connection. There's no motive and there is no reason for this crime to take place. So essentially, it's raising additional doubt in the jurors' minds. I don't think... in my mind, they've got a connection. How they met... If they met, I'm not sure. But we have heard that there's a possibility, very good possibility, that Bryan was liking every one of Maddi Mogan's Instagram posts, all of them. This is alleged. And the same thing with Kaylee. But not as bad as Maddie. But he was allegedly following both of these girls. So we have not gotten the results of all of those warrants. And there was a bunch of them. So law enforcement knows where this goes. We have an idea where all of this leads. But again, we have to wait and hope that the court is transparent. So in the minutes after learning Kohberger's name, Christy Gonsalves said, "We went online and immediately started Googling." Steve Gonsalves adds, "He was a PhD student at Washington State, they told us." We're like, PhD? What the heck is going on? Who? Stephen Christie talked with 48 Hours. And again, this was on last Saturday, the night of the Idaho students. They say they discovered, it's now streaming on Paramount. They say that they discovered digital evidence that showed a tie of Kohberger and two of the victims. So this is what we have heard. The screenshots of Instagram accounts they believe belong to Bryan Kohberger. Those screenshots include what they say is Kohberger's Instagram profile and a list of people he was following, including Maddi Mogan and Kaylee Gonsalves. And this here, they're saying, is straight from that account. In the interview with Van Sant, the Gonsalves family provided screenshots of an Instagram account they believe belonged to Kohberger. Wow. Those screenshots include what they say Kohberger's Instagram profile is Kohberger's Instagram profile and a list of people he was following, including both Maddi and Kaylee. 48 Hours has not been able to confirm the authenticity of this account. Christy Gonsalves says when they attempted to cross-reference the accounts on Kaylee, Maddi, Xana, and Ethan, it appeared that this Kohberger account had interacted with Maddi's Instagram. You would go to Maddi's Instagram account and look at her pictures, and he liked them, Christy said. He had liked them. Bryan's name was under a lot of Maddi's pictures, liked her pictures, liked the picture, and that picture, and that picture, and that picture. So he was actively looking at the Instagram account. The Gonsalves say the account is no longer active. It disappeared shortly after Kohberger's arrest on the same day as a celebration of life ceremony for Kaylee and Maddi. So yeah, he's still saying not guilty. So the family has some evidence too. Do you guys think that they will be called to the stand? What do you guys think? Like, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, DB. It's Another channel did a deep dive on a budget for the public defender in Florida, 9,000 per case. I have a feeling it was much. I mean, his lawyers are getting paid something like $800 an hour. They're making the big bucks. They're making the big bucks. Let's all agree that there's some shady BS happening in this courthouse. It's just so hard to figure out the reason behind some of these moves. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe she wants to make a name for herself and ditch being a public defender. Well, she has always been a high paid lawyer. So I don't know. She was one of the few, they're saying, that was DP, was a DP lawyer. So I don't know. I just know that she is making a bunch of money, more than I would have ever expected. It's gross, actually. I think it's gross. But hey. Yeah. It's just ay 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 chihuahua. I don't know how some of these things are happening. I don't know why so many laws are not updated and why so many have not been totally eliminated. What disturbs me, the only thing that disturbs me is we've all got a really good idea how much his lawyers make. And they were saying close to $800, or it was $800 an hour, something like that. And I'm looking for that. There we go. What? What the heck is going on here? I don't know where this sound is coming from. Ah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, she's one of the best of the best. Oh, Sarah Boone. Is she gonna be defending herself, Chopper? Or are you serious? Like, I know she's gone through something like 6 lawyers already. It's like no one can work with her. Yeah, no. Yeah, it would be comedy, but also be a disaster if she's not intelligent enough. And she's not. So, oh my goodness, it'll be like having a repeat of some of these other ones that absolutely should never have been their lawyer. I'm thinking about that one guy in particular. Grounds. I can't remember his name. It'll come. It'll come. Oh, we want that one, don't we? Special treatment. Secrets of Bryan Kohberger's prison life revealed as victim's father says he is getting unprecedented privileges. This is what they're saying. In the early, okay, we know what he is allegedly done. Let me see here. And there's the kids. So, former criminology PhD student Bryan Kohberger, 28, stands accused of the Idaho deleting, and his trial, we know, was supposed to be on October 2nd. but was postponed. He's still saying that he's not guilty, and that is something the judge made on his behalf. So, Steve is claiming that he is receiving pretrial privileges. He told the news outlet, "I've been informed that his special pretrial privileges, like his 5 suits, video and computer special treatment, vegan meals." The suspect initially attended court wearing the traditional orange jumpsuit, but shortly after began wearing a suit and tie. I haven't seen that very often at all. I mean, yes, for the trial, but typically not. Not when they have been accused, not when they've been charged. So let's see here. Gonsalves filed a public records request to find out where the money for the suits came from and other information about the defense budget, but was denied from finding out due to a gag order on the case. They say they won't tell us, but I witnessed the moment they agreed not to handcuff him in court. Regrettably, it seems that the judge and prosecutor are overly concerned with accommodating the defense, leaving us, the advocates for our children, with no choice but to step forward. They're stepping forward. Meanwhile, following Kohberger's arrival in Idaho, he requested vegan meals, which the county sheriff, Richard Skiles, said the jail would accommodate. This vegan option would typically be vegetables or rice and beans, but he noted, "We are not going to buy new pots and pans." The claims from Gonsalves come as the prosecution and defense raised concerns about cameras being allowed in the courtroom during the trial. Kohberger's lawyers claim that allowing cameras could harm their client's right to a fair trial. No, no, it shouldn't. Look at all the cases that the camera has been in there over years and years and years. It just, oh my word. They're saying that it dehumanizes those involved. Prosecuting attorney Bill Thompson also argued for the removal of cameras due to the vulnerability of witnesses. I'm a little surprised that the prosecution is wanting the cameras out, because we all know there's ways to not show people that are testifying or in the jury. So I don't know why they would be using that as an excuse. Meanwhile, members of the media, led by the Associated Press, are opposing the removal of cameras, arguing against for public interest. Royal Oaks, a Los Angeles media attorney, told the news outlets the public is entitled to see the judicial system at work. As they say, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Love it. A decision on whether to change the position of the cameras in the courtroom or remove them altogether has not been made. If they need to shift things around to make people more comfortable, well then, yeah, that's an easy do. But ban them, please don't do it. So this is Steve Gonsalves with his daughter, Kaylee. Younger picture of her. Pretty little girl. And this is the evil individual in my personal opinion. Personal opinion. You know, they have been hiding stuff from us for a hey, Kiska, good to see you, friend. Yeah, Daryl Brooks, that ish show. That's exactly what I was talking about. Are we going to see that again? So I don't want to be rude, lady. What talking? I forgot her name. Yeah, Sarah Boone. Oh, nice. Coffee on the deck. Love it. Hey, well said. People in jail shouldn't have better accommodations than war veterans. Well said, right? So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and that thumb to help me get a lot better in that algorithm. We're a baby channel. So, Idaho college student suspect Bryan Kohberger special treatment. Did we just watch that? We did. Okay. Bryan Kohberger followed Idaho victims on Instagram, parents say. We'll take another look at this one and see if there's any extra information. Yeah, we'll just skip the ad.
The media is, well, trying the case in the media. And we don't want that because that's not based on evidence.
That's because you're not being transparent.
Not based on the rules of the court. And it can get out of control. And I think some of those cases that were cited in the declaration.
You know what? This guy has to catch up with the times. I really do not think that the media has made the circus. I think the lack of information has created the circus. Personal opinion.
TV personnel are kind of seeing it one way, and they have a certain job to do. I understand that, but some of those cases, in my opinion, kind of spun out of control, and that based on the media and how heavily it was covered. So that's my worry.
Yeah. But you know what? This is due, in my personal opinion, this is due to them not being transparent. They make everybody guess and try and figure out, and it's come on. So let's see. The parents of a university, like Kaylee's family, does believe that there's evidence that Bryan was familiar with her. So let's see here. So again, they were showing screenshots of what they believed to be the sole suspect, his Instagram account. And they are saying, and they are showing what they believe to be his account following both Maddi and Kaylee. Again, they're saying that Maddi's pictures, he liked all of them, allegedly. And with Kaylee, just little bit by little bit. So they're saying liked her pictures, liked that picture and that picture and that picture and that picture. So he was actively looking at the Instagram account. So that's, again, they're talking about Maddi's Instagram account. Parents also said the account is no longer active. Yeah. Yeah. We know that he was indicted on the 4 counts. So, if it's not him, who was it? We have not heard of any other suspect. And I would like to believe that if there was, they would be looking into that other suspect. There would be no reason to just look at some guy just some random guy. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, it was him. Yeah, we'll just all say it was that guy. No, not any of the other thousands of people. Just that guy over there that we've never met. It makes no sense to me. Oh, he is creepy, in my personal opinion. Yeah, like, oh my word, guys, oh my word. Ugh, duh. So let's hope that they do allow cameras and we do get a trial date. So listen to this one. In a bizarre move, Mr. Kohberger is seeking to ban cameras to stop the media from focusing on his crotch. What? No. Where is that over here? The media from focusing on his crotch. What? Who wants to see that little thing? Get real. Oh my God. So, yeah, as we know, they just do not want. Prosecutors are having problems with having a camera in the courthouse. And of course, the defense is. That's expected. But the families, they're raising some ish. In a statement, they said it's important to the victim's family, relatives, community members, and the public that this veil of secrecy be lifted at the trial. It has been so hush hush. And this is like, I really believe this is the problem because nobody knows. They're leaving us to guess and make the best educated. We're looking at the information in a totality of what we have actually seen. And this is not looking good for Bryan. Personal opinion. I don't think that cameras in the courthouse will make a difference. Yes, the court wants to make their cake and eat it too. That's how I feel. You know, I don't understand why some of these cases are able to just do as they please. Maybe there needs to be something that is brought to the powers that be that say, listen, we need something within the law that says that transparency has to be made available to the public. We all deserve the transparency. It's a public proceeding. The families want everybody to know what was going on. So, I find it interesting. The prosecution want them banned. Why? Not certain they'll convict him. I sure hope not, because to me it looks like they've got a ton of information on him. I can't see how he could possibly get away, but it's going to depend on what they let in, what they don't let in. And I mean, no checks and balances with the court of law. Yeah, well said. Like, that's basically what it feels like. You took the words right out of my mouth. You know, there should be transparency. And if a judge loses control of his court, well, that's up to the judge and his court. Yeah, they're saying that they are concerned for the witnesses. Well, that makes no sense to me either. The guy's going to be in the Huskow. And if he... It's just a scary situation. You know what I mean? I don't understand why there is not yet. Yes. That's exactly what I was trying to say. This nation was founded on all trials were being held in open public square. Exactly. And if they had had all the tools we have available to us now, they would have been doing that. I don't know. We're going to have to watch. I am going to go through the probable cause again for this case and for Richard Allen's case, the Delphi girls. I need to freshen myself up a little bit. There's been too much happening lately. So I need to refresh. I might do one or two with you. We'll have to see how it goes. But that is basically what we're hearing right now. I think we're up to date. I understand that angle, but why not show them as they testify, like in Burgo's trial? Well, let's keep our eyes peeled. I'll keep my eyes peeled to see if a decision is being made on Wednesday. And if so, I'll get that information out to you via either a live or a video. We'll have to see how that goes. See what is said. One of the things that I do not like. Yeah, they used them for Letitia. They sure did. They used them for so many different cases. Taylor Shabusiness. There's a ton of them that I can't even remember. I mean, we look at how many cases are going on daily across the country. Most of them you can walk right in and sit down and watch. It's a public forum. Keeping information away from anybody, whether it's the family or whether it's the townies, or if it's something that goes countrywide or international. Transparency, in my personal opinion, is the way it should stay. It's always been transparent. So to start mucking with that now, I think would be a huge mistake. Yes. They can even redact their names so we don't have to guess. I'm down for that. Yes. There's plenty of ways to do this. Yeah. There we are. Taylor Shabusiness, Daryl Brooks, Mark Jensen, Burgos, Alec Murdoch, and other Border Patrol officer. There are so many. You know what I mean? Like, what? It doesn't leave me with a warm, fuzzy feeling. It really doesn't, guys. It sketches me out as far as the whole trial goes. We do need to know. It is our information. It's part of your rights as an American. So why are they tampering? I don't understand. Yeah, that's just the ones off the top of your head. Exactly, friend. Oh, Shabusiness wasn't that something? Like, oh my word. That was the most, oh my goodness, that was the most disturbing trial. Look at what she did. So, yeah. Yeah. Right, Chopper? Make a sandwich. It doesn't get like this? Oh, la la la. I've been watching the Taylor Shabusiness. Dear, oh God, shocking. We don't get things like this in the UK. That was a little interesting. I mean, holy crap. No. Isn't that just something? And her expressions, it's just like, oh my goodness. She was smiling when she shouldn't smile. She was giggling when it was an ish show. But you know what? It was televised and it had no effect on the trial. Neither did all the other ones that Chopper mentioned. You know, it's just, wait and see, I guess, right? Wait and hope. That's where we are. So, guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you. Welcome to all of our new friends. I love having you. I'm enjoying the chat. You guys are awesome. Welcome to the family. So for now, I'll say goodbye. No, I'll say I'll see you later. Cheers.